Alrighty. So just to start, can you just give us your name, what you majored and minored in at UAH, and what you do now?
Yeah, sure. So I'm Sebastian Rohrbach. At UAH, I majored in econ and finance with a minor in math. And currently, I'm in my second semester of a Master's of Applied Economics at Johns Hopkins.
Gotcha. And what have you internships or anything you did at UAH?
Yeah, during my time at UAH, the main internship was in financial planning. I did that with a financial planning practice in Huntsville. They were affiliated with Raymond James. And yeah, just did general financial modeling, so selecting funds, evaluating funds, that sort of stuff, and got a fair bit of client interaction, which turned out to be more fun to me than I maybe thought at the start. So that was quite interesting. I think it always helps to just start with something, even if you have no idea, just to kind of see if maybe you find out that there's something that you like that you didn't see before. And that kind of knowing that I liked interacting with clients, that I liked working on problems, solve their problems, kind of led me to once I graduated from UH, I had 1 year of work authorization, and I used that to work in consulting in Chicago with the German American Chamber of Commerce, and kind of used the kind of some of the skills I guess I learned, like the people skills, knowing how to identify the client's problem, that sort of stuff.
Gotcha. And how did you kind of find out about those opportunities to kind of get that internship, and then as well as just kind of end up at John Hopkins?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would say just in general, for if we're talking specifically for UAH students, UAH Business School is, as we all know, not a target school that, top tier firms recruit that actively from. Like, I know a fair bit of people that have gotten internships, but all of them that I've talked to at least told me that they kind of went out and got them themselves. And I think that's kind of the key mantra you have to follow is, if you really want to get an internship or you want to have a work experience that is meaningful to you, you have to kind of find it yourself. You have to go out, you have to network, you have to be active, LinkedIn, message people, set up coffee chats, all that sort of stuff. And that is exactly how I got actually both my internships. The first one, I was in the capital management group at UAH. So also, kind of voluntarily to do that. And one of the girls that was working there was in her last year. It was for me, my junior year. And she was the intern there. She told me they're looking for someone new. She recommended me. And then, of course, did the interviews and so forth. But that's how I got the first one. And the second one in Chicago, I applied for, and I randomly knew a guy, another German guy from tennis that worked there. So he helped me out a bit, told them that, might be a good fit, and did the interviews and got it in that way. But so far, any opportunity, even the one I got for this summer coming up, has been through at least knowing someone a little bit, I would say.
Gotcha. So like kind of through those connections and then also just reaching out as well.
Yeah, honestly, like being relentless with it. Like, you have to make an effort. It's not enough, if you send one or two messages, you won't hear back at all.
Yeah.
Like, you have to be continuously trying to, meet people, show your story, share your vision, and then I think over time you will get the benefits.
Gotcha. So how do you leverage your economic background in the interview or on your job or yeah?
Can you say it again? It cut out for a
Yeah.
second.
Yeah. How do you leverage your economic background in those interviews?
Mm-hmm. Well, so it really depends on the position, because right now for the summer, I'm going to intern in consulting. So
Mhm.
technology and management consulting, which is quite different from econ. But I would say one really big one that I feel like we economists like kind of tend to not think about that much is that it's really a way of thinking about problems in a really structured way. And that helps for I mean, really, I feel like anything in life. And if you get a question in an interview and you can kind of, apply your economist brain to it, put it down into different aspects, really explain every step of why you're thinking about this problem this way. Why do you feel like, oh, there's a correlation here, maybe this causes this. And if you can use those skills that you've kind of maybe even subconsciously developed through an econ degree and really use it and speak logically and explain logically what you're doing, I think that always is going to end up being valuable to people in an interview, because at the end of the day, every organization is looking for people that can, solve difficult problems and organize them in the right way.
Right, right. So you've already dropped a lot of advice, but for this last question, do you have any last piece of advice that you would give to econ students?
Yeah, I think if you're an econ student and you're looking to get a master's degree, or you're looking to maybe even go down the PhD route, then definitely sharpen up those math skills. Because when you go to grad school or the PhD, it will be quantitative, it will be very intense math-wise. That's definitely been my experience. So I think that's a good one. And if you're looking to get into the industry, just kind of try to narrow down your search a bit before you start, because econ is so broad. And just really try to, I think it's always useful to kind of also analyze yourself. Look at what are the things that I'm actually good in within econ. Am I more on the data analysis side? Then maybe that's your path. If you're more, towards the people side, fixing problems, interacting with clients, maybe you can even like make a shift towards something more consulting oriented or something. So looking at yourself and see how, your skills can be applied as well.
All right, that was great. Thank you. I'll go ahead and stop the